You're welcome to today's class, and I'm glad to have everyone here. I will be continuing from where we stopped last week, and today we'll be looking at autonomic and neuromuscular pharmacology. Please, I want to point out something for those of you that have done the assignment. I noticed that a lot of you just copy from journals or copy from write-ups and just forward to me. Okay. If I just need to read up from write-up, I don't need to give you an assignment. So an assignment means that you should have your own contribution to it. There should be something from you, okay, referring, there should be an input from you. Okay, but what I noticed is that a lot of you guys just copy and paste. Okay. In short, interestingly, somebody just sent me a link. Somebody just sent me the entire link of an article with the names of the authors, the name of the writer, the name of the commentator. Somebody sent me to that link as an assignment. Please note that that is not an assignment, okay? So I need to see your thoughts. I need to see that you understand what we are discussing about, okay? When we talk about assignments. So please take note of that. Take note of this assignment before we proceed on the course of today. Discuss the principal neurotransmitters in the autonomic nervous systems. Discuss the ganglionic secretions, also the receptors they act on, and the drugs that mimic or antagonizes their effect. So what this assignment is saying is simply the neurotransmission system. You have to discuss these important facts about it. Number one, you need to discuss what are the transmitters in that system. You need to discuss what are the ganglionic secretions, okay, where are they secreted, and you need to discuss the receptors they act on and the drugs that mimic or antagonizes their action. Okay, so please take note of, can you briefly write that assignment while we proceed? Briefly write that assignment. Okay, so we are proceeding right now. So today we'll be looking at the autonomic pharmacology and the neuromuscular pharmacology. Okay, so that we'll be looking at today. So autonomic pharmacology is simply the study of how drugs, we've talked about the autonomic nervous system. It's simply the study of how drugs impact on this nervous system. Okay, the important role they play in the control of, we know that the autonomic nervous system is an essential system in the body. They are responsible for regulation of the organs, including the heart. It's what's happening in the ANS that regulate the heart, regulate the lungs, regulate the GIT tract, and even the vascular, okay, the vascular of the body. They are regulated by what happened in the autonomic system. So like hypertension. Why? We say that the autonomic nervous system regulates the heart. Okay, so drugs, when there are hypertension, malfunction, so if you understand how this drug can interact with the autonomic nervous system, it will help you to really appreciate how you can affect
Hello, Pastor Innocent. Pastor Innocent, please, if you can hear me. Please, I want to unmute some people. I want to be sure if you are hearing the lecturer. Olatubosun Elizabeth, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Esther Akoji, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer? Esther, please, can you hear your lecturer? Okay. Nke Modi, Goodness, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer? Goodness, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer? Happiness, Akitobi, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer? Johnson Blessing, please unmute yourself. Can you hear your lecturer? Please, I've been able to reach a lecturer. Please hold on the patient till we join us soon.
Okay, hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Please share your screen. You only
Okay,
have 10 minutes more, please.
wow, so sorry for that. Let me open my screen. Just a minute, I want to open my slide. Okay, please, can you let me know where you missed me? Hello?
It's been a while we missed you, but let me open the students to talk.
Yes, please. Just open so that I'll know where to start. Hello?
Please, Abraham, you can talk. I've unmuted you. Chiamaka Oranu, you can talk. You've been unmuted.
Yeah, please, where did you stop hearing me?
Onwesta, you've been unmuted. Obadia, you've been unmuted. So you can unmute yourself from your end and tell your lecturer where he stopped. Susan Udo, you've been unmuted. Taiwo Malara, you've been unmuted.
So can any of you tell me where you missed me so that I can continue from there quickly?
Alex Point Chris, you've been unmuted.
Somebody should talk. Where did you miss me? Where did you miss me? Where did my voice stop coming out so that we can move from
Hello,
there?
hello, sir.
Yeah, hello? Yeah?
Hello. Yes,
Yeah.
right from the beginning, from the autonomic pharmacology.
Wow, wow, wow. That's serious. Okay, so let's run quickly. Okay. So we simply say that, but you are seeing my slide, Shay?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I can. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me run. Since you saw my slide, let me just run quickly. So we say autonomic nervous system is simply a pharmacology, autonomic nervous pharmacology. Okay, you now know what is autonomic nervous system. So we are looking at how does the drug affect this autonomic nervous system. Now we know that generally the autonomic nervous system is responsible for the control of internal organs in the body. Okay, things like the heart, things like the lungs, things like the gastrointestinal tract, things like the vasculature. Okay, they are controlled by the autonomic nervous system. Now, the autonomic nervous system, you have the parasympathetic nervous system, you have the sympathetic nervous system. You all know the impact of each of them. Okay, so now the autonomic nervous system controls the normal body regulation. So any drug that affects the autonomic nervous system, we have a therapeutic impact on the normal regulation of the body. Now, since the autonomic nervous system controls the normal body activity, organ activity, so it's responsible for things like conditions like what? Hypertension, gastrointestinal disturbance, asthma, some vascular diseases. So drugs that affect this autonomic nervous system can be useful in the management of disease conditions like hypertension, GIT disturbance, and things like asthma. Okay. So we said that the drugs that affect the autonomic nervous system, they are classified into two. So we have the cholinergic, and the adrenergic drug. Okay. Now they are derived from the word acetylcholine. There are the neurotransmitters that are released by the autonomic nervous system. You have the acetylcholine and adrenaline. These are the two major neurotransmitters. There are other neurotransmitters we'll look at, but these are the two major neurotransmitters. So any drug that copies or behave like the cholinergic drugs are called what? Cholinergic drugs that behave like acetylcholine are called cholinergic drug. Then any drug drug that behave like adrenaline, they are called what? Adrenergic drug. So when drug acts on the autonomic nervous system, it acts in two ways. Number one, it can copy the biological action that the natural occurring neurotransmitters elicit in the body. When it copy that action, when it does the same thing they do at the receptor site, it's called what? Agonist. That means it goes to a receptor that maybe acetylcholine binds, then that drug will bind on the receptor, and the pharmacological cascade action that acetylcholine elicit when it binds on that receptor, that drug produces the same action. So those drugs are called agonists. Then there are others that are called antagonists. So that means they bind and block the normal responses. Okay. So cholinergic drugs, as we mentioned, are drugs that affect what? They mimic, they act on the receptor that acetylcholine binds, and they produces that same natural outcome that acetylcholine produces. So they are called what? Cholinergic drugs. Okay. They are divided into two. Okay, depending on the receptor they act on. Acetylcholine has two receptors. You have the muscarinic receptor and you have the nicotinic receptor. Okay, so when a cholinergic drug acts on the it can either act on the muscarinic or it can act on what? The nicotinic receptor, which are all cholinergic receptor. So one example of cholinergic drug is beta-nicole. Beta-nicole is a cholinergic agonist. So what do we mean? It will stimulate the muscarinic receptor. Okay. So the outcome of that is that it will produce the same effect that acetylcholine will produce. Okay. When it's binding on maybe the bladder. Now, when you look at the bladder, acetylcholine acts on the bladder receptors to induce contraction. So when somebody wants to urinate, acetylcholine will act on the bladder receptor and it will lead to contraction. And as the receptors, as the muscles contract because of the release of calcium, it will produce the it will produce the effect. Okay. So if you give a patient, or like you are there, if you take beta-nicole, you will see that you will start feeling like somebody that wants to urinate. It acts like the acetylcholine in its natural form. Then the opposite of beta-nicole, that means a drug that is an antagonist, okay, on the muscarinic receptor that blocks its activity, is called atropine. Okay, atropine is a cholinergic antagonist, whereas beta-nicole is a cholinergic agonist, acting on which receptor? Muscarinic receptor. So now atropine causes, whereas acetylcholine and beta-nicole causes contraction, atropine causes what? Relaxation. Okay, so atropine is normally used in dilating the eye. Okay, it's a drug. It's an eye drug. They call it atropine, eye drop. When doctors are managing, they want to inspect somebody's eye, they drop that eye drop inside the person's eye, and as they drop the eye drop, you find out that the muscle will relax, the eye will just be open. Okay, so these are cholinergic drugs. What are adrenergic drugs? Adrenergic drugs are drugs that mimic the action of adrenaline. Adrenaline is also called epinephrine. Adrenaline is a hormone that is stimulated, that is produced by the adrenal glands, which are on top of the adrenal glands, which are on top of the kidney. Okay, so this hormone, there are two types. You have the adrenaline and the noradrenaline. Okay, adrenaline produces what we call, epinephrine produces what we call fight or flight response. Okay, they are the hormones or the neurotransmitter when they release in your body. Okay, let's say you are standing and somebody just shout on you. Okay, you are standing in a quiet place. Okay, maybe as you are walking after this class now, you are going to buy something at night. As you are passing a path, somebody just shout on you, hey, immediately you jump up or you take off or you hit the person. It is because of what? Adrenaline. So what happens is adrenaline will be pumped out in your body, in your blood, and as it pumped out, it will constrict the blood vessel. When it constricts the blood vessel, increase the heart rate, the force of contraction of the heart, blood is released, energy is in the body, then you take off. Okay, so adrenergic drug can produce or inhibit this effect. There are two types of adrenergic agents. They are called either sympathomimetic. So sympathomimetic, when they mimic, the word mimetic is the word mimic, that's copy. When they copy the action of adrenaline, or sympatholytic agent. Sympatholytic is breakdown, lytic, lysis, breakdown. So when they interfere with the action of adrenaline. Okay, so we have already mentioned this. So the true principal neurotransmitters in the motor autonomic nervous system is acetylcholine. Then you have other ones, ATP, adenosine triphosphate. You have nitric oxide. These ones, another peptide. These ones are co-transmitters or they are modulators. Their work is just to support the action of the other one. Okay. Please, we are going to take our question now because our time is up. If you have any question, we can take it quickly. Question? Any question? So please take note of the assignments and ensure you do it. We'll proceed from here. Any question? Mr. Yobi, can we take a question?
2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. If you have a question, please, can we take it in the next 2 minutes? And please be reminded, like I said, don't just copy somebody's article on journal and forward to me the name of assignment. No. Think through it, write it. I want to see your own language. Construct it yourself. Okay,
Hello,
question, yes?
good evening, sir.
Hear you.
Violet. Yes, sir.
Okay, Violet.
I'm sharing with Abraham. My phone is not going through. Hello, sir.
Okay. I can hear you. I can hear you, Violet.
Mr. Abraham. All this while I've been listening.
Okay.
We are just saying that I'm Ude Violet. Ude Violet.
Okay, no problem.
Hello, sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can we get the material, sir? I didn't get everything. Oh, so I can read it up.
Okay, we'll confirm from the course coordinator. Okay, I'll confirm from
Okay.
Mr. Yobi. He will guide us on that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
But try to do your assignments. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think in the absence of
Hello.
any question. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Please,
Hello, I can hear you.
did you email what to send it to the assignment?
Email. I sent it in the last class. The same email. Were you not in the last class?
No, my phone was off. That's I'm asking for the email, sir.
I've sent it. I've sent it on the chat group. Check it on the chat. innocent.ekrebe@gmail.com. Okay. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And sorry for the audio problem we had. Okay. Take care.
I came late, but I never
Okay,
heard
bye.
it.